Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alton, and today we're gonna talk about coffee in Guardian Tales. Specifically coffee management because the way you handle coffee in the game can greatly affect your in-game progress. And I'm not just talking about what you do in the day. I'm talking about your overall progress if you plan on playing the game for a long time. The thing with Guardian Tales, regardless if you're free to play or pay to win, is that habits make a difference. The same thing can be said in real life, but in the context of Guardian Tales, it's gonna determine how far you develop heroes and how fast you complete collections. So to start, let's talk about the daily supplies. They are the ones you get in the mail, and as long as you log in daily, you are guaranteed to receive 100 coffees each day during the weekdays and 120 during the weekends. Although I think one of them is only distributed during arena time, so you'll have to want to hop on during that hour. So if you're consistently logging in, you should be able to get 940 coffees per week. Another way to get coffee, which is often overlooked, is your minutely reset. You get one coffee every 10 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it doesn't, knowing that missions require 10 to 15 coffees, but believe me, it adds up. Every hour produces 6 coffees, so in a day you're getting 144. Add that to your daily supplies and you're actually getting 244 coffees per day or 1948 per week. That's assuming you can log in every day and be able to spend coffee before you fill up your bar. Now, is it worth it? Yes, if you don't mind the grind and don't take issue with logging in every day. You can maybe set up an alarm if you don't want it to be a thing that's constantly on your mind. But yeah, there are other ways to get coffee besides the daily supplies and the refill system, and that's your coffee grinder, coffee bot using purple coins, and coffee bot using gems. And before I forget, you can also get additional coffee whenever the game updates, whenever there are major bug fixes, and community milestone and social media events. The coffee grinder is an item you can get from missions, events, and the shop, and once you've collected 5, you can click on the coffee bean icon at the top to increase your overall stamina. The great thing about it is that it adds the value of your maximum stamina instead of just refilling it entirely, so you get more than your current coffee if you're not down to 0. Unfortunately, the number of coffee grinders you get is limited, so as of this recording, you can only bring your stamina up to 72, which isn't so bad honestly, and will help to add back some stack if you're monitoring the refill bar. Coffee that you can purchase using purple coins is also limited in that manner. Once you use up all of your purple coins, you can't purchase any more coffee until more is added into the game. So coffee grinders and coffee from purple coins are abundant when you're starting out, but once you're close to endgame or in the endgame, you're gonna need more reliable ways of getting coffee, and surprisingly enough, that's gonna come from coffee bought with gems. I'm sure a lot of you will raise your eyebrows at the thought of spending gems for coffee, but hear me out. First, it's only an option, and this is only my opinion. You don't have to spend your gems on coffee if you think it'll be a lot more useful for the gacha aspect of the game. Second, you don't have to spend gems every day, and you don't have to spend gems until you've bought all coffee from the shop. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it at all, because every purchase increases the cost by 50 gems. So if you're going to buy all 250 coffees, it's gonna run you up to 1000 gems a day. It isn't viable or economically sound at all, whether you're free to play or pay to win. I would say, however, that buying the first 50 or first 100 is worth getting because it's going to accelerate your progress. I've mentioned it in the beginning, and when I mean progress, I mean the direction you take to reach a goal, and that usually translates to hero development and collection completion. So, having more coffee means being able to farm more for other resources such as stones, gold, hammers, equipment, and accessories. Stuff you'll also need to progress through PvE and PvP content. Again, you don't have to get them daily, but they'll be there in case you need them, and you'll definitely get enough gems every day to offset the cost of the first 50 coffees. Question: isn't it better to save gems for gacha pulls? I think it's subjective and depends on your priorities. The way I see it, buying 100 coffee sets you back by 250 gems, which is almost the equivalent of a single pull. Now, if you do a lot of 10x pulls, chances are you're only getting white boxes 80 to 90% of the time. Maybe even less, I'm not sure. I just pulled that number out of the air because the chances of getting a hero, even with summon up, is very low on paper. Doesn't always reflect since it's all luck based and some people just get really lucky or unlucky. I collectively spent 100,000 gems to pull for Future Princess, Nari, and Beth, and I only got 2 of those 3 heroes. through mileage. But anyway, if you're spending gems and acknowledge that you're getting duds most of the time, then why wouldn't you be okay with spending gems for coffee, especially since it guarantees you something? Well, the answer is a white box is a huge payoff and you get hero crystals or magic medals regardless. Do you see where I'm getting at? There's always a way to reason these things out. So yeah, occasionally spending 250 gems for coffee is worth it for me because I get what I paid for and I get an extra 10 hours worth of coffee because remember, you get 6 coffee every hour. Not necessarily an advantage over other players, but it isn't something you can easily rule out either. So real quickly, I also wanted to mention buying coffee with real world currency. I saved this for last because I've never actually bought one of those packs or gotten any of those subscriptions, so I'll only be able to highlight the things that are already apparent on the surface. I think it's great if you have money to spare and don't mind getting called out every now and then for making in-game purchases. I'm sure some people will appreciate you supporting the game, but again, all a matter of perspective and the people you come across. But that's my take. As for what to spend with your coffee, it's one of those it depends on the situation sort of things, so I'm not going in depth with it in this video. Maybe I'll save it for another time if a lot of people request it. But anyway, that's all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Maybe I missed something, maybe you want to point out another thing. You've got the space below to voice it out. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye and have a great day.